The steppe had seen many conquerors, but none like Genghis Khan. His armies were a force of nature, an unstoppable tide of hoof and steel that swept across continents, leaving empires in their wake. But even the mightiest storm can break against a mountain. His armies were unstoppable until they met a city that simply refused to burn. For weeks, the fortress defied him. Its high stone walls stood unyielding against the siege engines. Fireballs launched from his catapults exploded into harmless sparks against the ramparts. Steel failed. Siege towers splintered. Even the chilling terror that usually preceded his arrival failed to break the will of the defenders. Yet Genghis Khan remained on his hilltop, watching, his expression a mask of calm. He was patient, and patience was his sharpest, most terrible weapon. Inside the Khan's command tent, the air was thick with tension. As his advisors argued in hushed, urgent tones, he traced patterns in the dirt with the tip of a dagger, his mind a world away. Then with a sudden, decisive look, he gave an order that stunned his generals into silence. Soldiers rode toward the city, not with swords drawn, but carrying a white flag of truce. He sent word to the city's elders, "Surrender, and no harm will come to you or your people." All he asked for in return were 1,000 cats and 1,000 birds. The city's people, exhausted and desperate, saw a glimmer of hope. They believed peace had finally come. At dawn, they reluctantly gathered the animals. Frightened cats were herded into woven baskets, and children clung to their pets, tears in their eyes, as the creatures were handed over to the Mongol soldiers. Back in the camp, a quiet, sinister anticipation settled. As the sun went down, soldiers began their work, dipping strips of cloth in oil and carefully tying them to the animals' tails. They stood ready, torches in hand, as the moon climbed over a silent, waiting army. Under the pale moonlight, the order was given. Torches touched cloth, and 1,000 tiny flames sprang to life. The terrified cats and birds were released, and they did what all creatures do when frightened. They fled home. Streaking back toward the only sanctuary they knew, they became living firebrands. Trails of fire blazed through the city gates, over the walls, and into every wooden structure, every thatched roof, every narrow alley. Flames followed them, and panic, hotter and faster than any fire, consumed the city from within. When dawn came, there were no cries of victory, only a profound, suffocating silence. Smoke curled from the blackened ruins, and ash drifted through the air like a grim snowfall. Genghis Khan rode slowly through the smoldering streets, his face impassive. The city was gone, conquered not with a single sword, but with a terrifying stroke of genius. The world would remember the Khan's 1,000-cat victory, not as a battle won, but as a chilling warning whispered through time.